how's it going, everyone? WTFSexyHeadphones here. Happy Wednesdays or Thursdays to you guys. That seems to be the day I keep getting off now. It seems official, but watch, next week will probably be different because I said that. Anyway, it continues. The adventure, the story that I don't want to continue, it fucking continues. Or, well, it continued, I guess, rather. It should be done now. So, you guys might recall last week, if you watched my vlog last week, if you even made it that far in my vlog last week, because I just went on about a plethora of fucking random things. If you made it this far last week, you will recall that I mentioned an interesting story about taking my car to get cleaned, and then one of the dudes who's giving me my car back being like, "There's a dead bird in your air vent. It was really gross. You're an idiot." But then they cleaned it off. And I'm like, cool. Excellent. So then I go to work the next day and I'm like telling my story because, again, I live a mundane life. There's not a lot of interesting things that are happening. So you might as well tell the most interesting thing that happened. Unfortunately, it is this. So I'm telling it to my manager, and he's like, "Oh, that's like super gross." And I'm like, "Yeah," I still feel like I can smell it though a little bit. But they said that it'd kind of be like that. And he's like, "Well, did they change your cabin air filter?" And I'm like, "No." Like, I don't even know what that is. I mean, well, I guess by the sound of it, I know what it is. But other than that, and he's like, "Well, you should probably change the cabin air filter because that's, where one of your air intake goes in, and that's what it circulates through and blah, 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 car things, I don't know." And he's like, "Just for the hell of it, you might want to replace the other air filter under the hood of the car too, like they're super fucking cheap." So I'm like, all right, cool, I'm going to do that. I'm going to change all these air filters because I feel like my car is running rampant with bird-like diseases. And I can't drive my car without the windows down. Like, I'll have the AC on because it's hot outside. But then I gotta have the windows down. So my break comes along, I go to fucking AutoZone, and I pick up an air vent for the cabin air filter, and under the hood, I don't know, do you just call that an air filter? I don't know, for the other air filter. So I pick those up. And on my break, I saw a video on how to change the cabin air filter, which was surprisingly easy. You go into the passenger side, you take out the panel, and then you take out the air filter. There's like a hair on my leg. There we go. You take out the filter, and then you put the new one in. I'm like, I think I can do that. I know jack shit about squats, but this looks really easy. I can probably do that. So I do. And there's like dead bird remnants. Oh, I'm gonna gag. There's like dead bird remnants. Hold on. All over, like all up in that bitch. Oh, so gross, so gross, so gross. I can see it now. And I'm like, thank fuck my manager told me about this because I had no fucking idea. Like, I would have not have fucking thought of that. I have no fucking clue. I don't know these things, All I know is the dude was just like, "Oh, when you run it for a little bit, it might still smell funny, blah, blah, blah. That's it." Cool. It was disgusting. Sorry, every time I think about it, I feel it. I feel it in my throat. It was disgusting. It was beyond disgusting, so I'm like, okay, thank goodness. And I'm like trying to clean out everything as much as I can. So I put the new air filter in, and then also where the air, like the vent intake is, like I go outside, like I put little rubber gloves on, I have glasses on, I had canned air, and then I had like this like Lysol air eliminator kind of spray that we have at my work. We were slow, so I'm like, I'm gonna go try and clean that because I'm like, I still feel like maybe like that shit is lingering on my car, and maybe that's because if I walked by my passenger side, I can still smell it, but I'm like, could just be still lingering there. Like there's still like some leaves and a few feathers and things like that there. So like I'm going out, I'm trying to clean all this stuff. I'm like canned airing it. I'm like air spraying the fuck out of it with this Lysol whatever the fuck it is, air shenanigans, I don't fucking know. And I'm just like going ham on it. I'm just like, this is fucking gross. There's nothing going on at work, so my manager doesn't give a fuck that I'm in the parking lot just trying to clean my fucking car. And then, it's all kind of good and dandy. And then my manager's like, I'll help you change the one under the hood, which ended up not being difficult. You just needed a screwdriver to take out some screws and lift this thing, and then it's under this thing. So it turned out not to be that difficult, but he's like, I'll help you do that. I'm like, okay, cool, sweet. And when I go to get the air filter out of, like, the passenger side, the other one, like, I can still fucking smell it, and I'm like, brah, like, why? Fucking why? Like, what else I gotta do? So we lift the hood. We raise the hood on my car to get to air filter number 2. There's a second dead fucking bird in my car. There's another one. Because they're like, we found one. It's okay, Kati. I'm not that upset. Ew, you got slobber on you. That's gross. I will just pet you like this. Yes. Boop, 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 boop. There's a second fucking dead bird because we already know there's one. We already know there is one because the guy told me that he removed it. It was just sitting on top there, and he's like, I don't know how you noticed it. I'm like, well, it's on my passenger side, so I don't sit over there. I drive my car to get to places. There's a second fucking dead bird in my fucking car. Just like when you lift the hood, there's kind of like a tiny little thing. You know, I don't know. There's a ledge. There we go. There's a tiny little ledge, and it's just fucking sitting on there, and I'm like, oh my god. So thankfully, my manager removes it for me. Again, clean that whole area up. And then that concludes all the dead birds. Because then I'm like looking around. Now I'm just like, where the fuck are you all? Because I'm guessing at this point, if it got under the hood of my car, that they were trying to make a nest. And my manager was asking me too. He's like, was your car sitting for a long period of time? And I'm like, well, I did just have a week off. And I don't go places because I'm lazy. And I'm a shut-in. So I'm like, I did just have a week off. So my car is pretty much sitting at home. So he's like, they probably tried to make a nest in your car or some shit. And this is why you have this. And I'm like that, yeah. And then they obviously couldn't get the fuck out. So then after work, I go to the car wash and I wash my car again. Like I like pay for like $12 for like all the extra car wash bullshit. Even though like some of the differences like, oh, this like shines your tires or shit has nothing to do with where the incident happened with my vehicle. But I'm like, you're getting fucking washed again. I feel like there's bird disease all over my fucking car. Oh, it was super gross. It was really... It continued, you guys. I wish it didn't. I prayed that it wouldn't, but it did. And now, it's been a handful of days since then. I'd like to say that I'm bird-free. I'm pretty sure I'm bird-free. I don't want to see another bird. I want to look at another bird. If I see one come towards my car, I'm going to fucking take... I don't have a tennis racket, but I'm going to get one. I'm just going to be like... Start fucking swinging at it. You know what I'm saying? Gross. That's all I had to tell you guys. That glorious story. That's all I had to tell you guys is that happened. Nothing else interesting since my last spew of stories happened. But I am about to go do yard work. So who the fuck knows what trouble and shenanigans I'll get into in that yard. Well, stay tuned. We'll find out next week. Or maybe we won't. Maybe nothing will happen. It's a very nice day out. It's a nice day to do yard work. I'm going to go do that. But I was like, I better get a vlog out to you guys before then. So that's all that's going on. Other than that, same shit as usual. Misery and fucking clear sky coming up this week for you guys. Clear sky, we finally finished La Mosque after having to go back and do La Mosque over again. We finally finished that. And then, of course, it kind of got dragged out. If you guys watched the last episode, I decided to backtrack my ass all the way to Stashes because that's the only, that's the only way I'm getting any supplies in Clear Sky. I'm not doing any artifact hunting or things like that to gain myself some money. So we're just kind of broke bitch mountaining our whole adventure through Clear Sky. And so, I need supplies for my adventures because scavenging, and I feel like I've been getting a lot of negativity for this Clear Sky playthrough. A lot of people do not like my current Clear Sky playthrough because it's a wicked fucking mess. It's a wicked mess. A lot of people are just like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, nobody fucking knows, man. It's Clear Sky. It's a fucking mess as it is. I'm making it fucking messier. Fucking deal with it. Don't like it. Go away. Well, I'm getting a lot of criticism for it. But I feel like, think with me on this, you guys. I feel like it's a real true stalker scavenging experience, you know? I mean, I guess I could, like, if I was an introvert in the zone, it's a pretty good stalker scavenging experience. Like, I'm living off the land, so to speak, and by that I'm stealing from people. And I'm just making my way downtown, walking fast. Strangers pass. I don't fucking talk or trade with them because fuck strangers. I don't fucking like people. I don't like talking to people. So it feels kind of legit if you think about it in that way. So if you guys are still sticking through my misery playthrough, maybe think of it in that way. It's very hardcore scavenger-esque, very stalker-like in that respect. If a person who hated people and didn't want to talk to anyone in the zone went into the zone and did whatever. Oh well. Anyway, you guys have a happy rest of the Wednesdays, and I will see you in some misery and some clear sky if you don't hate it. Bye.